Camera's good? Okay. We'll go straight to questions. George, you want to start us off?
Yeah, Ben, when you have a defense playing as good as your guys' defense is right now, does that change your mindset in terms of how you call plays, or I guess maybe take pressure off of the offense knowing, hey, we don't have to go and score on every single possession?
I don't necessarily think it changes how I approach a game or how I call a game. Am I sometimes looking, how can I take pressure off the defense? Because, I mean, they are playing so well, and they're very, very good at what they do, and they put us in a lot of really good situations a lot. So how can I take some pressure off of them is more kind of how I look at some things. But from how I call it just offensively, no, it doesn't necessarily change my mindset going into a game, going into a week, going into a drive. At the end of the day, we got to stay on the field and put points on the board. And so that doesn't change whether you have a really good defense or a really bad defense. And so just continuing to find the best way to do that.
Ben, you guys have been able to run the football pretty well over the last month. I was just curious where you think the depth of that unit is now with X-Rob and Torrey dealing with a little bit of stuff. But how do you see the depth of that room moving forward the rest of the season?
Yeah, just as the season continues, got to see with those guys every day in practice and how their process is going, how their body's feeling, and ultimately how they look throughout the week. But those are tough kids. That room is a bunch of tough kids in that room, and who want to play football, who want to be out there for their team, and so. Just as the season continues, I mean, you have to continuously, every single day, see how they're doing and see how they're practicing. You got to lean on the medical staff, but yeah, no, I'm excited to watch those guys practice this week and watch them get after it this week.
You guys, early in the season, it seemed like you were able to stretch the field some with the vertical passing attack, and it seems like maybe that hasn't been as much the last few games. How do you get that going again, and how important is it to be able to stretch the field here in the home stretch of the season?
Yeah, I mean, it's really important to stretch the field. Just, like 5 weeks ago, being able to run the ball was really, really important. I mean, every aspect of an offense is really important because it can help complement the other parts of it, At the end of the day, just throwing the ball down the field, I mean, it can be a lot of different things. One, maybe I got to call it a little bit more. Two, John's got to hit it downfield. Or three, we got to make the catches. It's all of us. It's not just one singular aspect of it. But in terms of the offense, I mean, yeah, in terms of being efficient on offense, it definitely has its role in keeping us on the field and generating explosive plays. And so we have to continue to find the best ways to go out there and do that and put our kids in position to be successful.
Barry, do you have one?
Yeah. Ben, it seems like Mateer is less aggressive, maybe less brazen in the way he's playing quarterback the last few weeks. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. But has that been a tough adjustment for him, do you think? Has he changed the way he's sort of approaching quarterback position? And has that been a tough transition?
He hasn't changed the way that he's approaching it. We haven't changed the way that we're coaching him. He hasn't changed the way he's been at practice. He hasn't changed his process throughout the week going into it. So, he is a special kid. He's a talented kid, and ultimately on every single play, he's trying to put the team in the best position to be successful. I mean, at the very end of the day, with the play that is called or what the defense has given us, he's trying to put the team in the best position to be successful, and that hasn't changed at all. And so nothing has changed about his process. Nothing has changed about him mentally or personally. I mean, so, yeah.
Yeah, Ben, kind of going back to the deep passing game, through the first half of the season, you guys were really good at generating those 20-plus yard passing plays. I think over the last 6 games, you're averaging about 2 per game. Mm-hmm. Is that much of a concern heading into this home stretch, or what can you guys do to get back to where you were early in the season on that front?
Yeah, I mean, just kind of like how I answered that one. I think it comes down to it's not one just singular thing. It's maybe I got to call him more, or John's got to throw it, or we got to come down and make the catch, But at the end of the day, we do have to do that to be able to generate explosive plays, push the ball down the field, and continue moving to get the ball in scoring position. And so we have to continue doing that. We have to practice it. We have to rep it. We have to demand it. And ultimately, we have to go out there and execute it.
Left side, Jesse.
Yeah, Ben, we saw Derek Simmons come back and play a handful of snaps in that game. Just how do you feel about the way he played, and how do you feel about that at that tackle spot with him and Foj, just where things are right now?
Yeah, I feel great about that position in specific where things are. Derek been out for better part of a month. And so just, he had a really good week of practice, being able to kind of get him in there and get him back into football and spell Ryan a little bit, I thought was huge, not only for Derek but also for Ryan. I thought they both played pretty well. Proud of those two guys, but it was good to have him back. It's good to have him back because it just helps out the depth in that room as well. And so it was exciting to have Derek back.
Yeah, Ben, we asked about Michael last week, and then he had an even bigger game last Saturday. And just what does it say about him maybe going back to September when he wasn't getting the snaps that he wanted? Just the perseverance that he has shown.
Yeah, 100%. You go back to September, J-Mike hadn't been here very long at that point. And so I think there's an aspect to the position of learning the scheme, learning the offense, and then being able to go out there and apply it after you do learn it. And the more reps that you do get, the more confident and comfortable that you're going to get. And that's all that it's been. He's been a constant, consistent piece at practice, just learning the scheme, getting down the fine details of it, building trust. And as the season has gone on, you can see that by the increase in his numbers. And he's gone out there, and whenever his number's been called, he's done a really good job. And so just speaks to him, speaks to the mindset that he has, and I just think he's going to keep on getting better.
Ben, what's your message overall to the locker room as your guy in an offense that's fighting for the playoffs? I think the message, especially to the offense, is, guys, we have everything in front of us. We have everything in front of us, and we get the opportunity to go play our best brand of football. And that takes all of us. It takes all the coaches, takes all the players. And we have to go out there. We have to practice our butt off. We have to be detailed, disciplined to the detail, because ultimately we got 11 days to go, do something really special. And we have, everything we want in front of us, and that's really kind of been the message. But, again, it's just going to be about us. It's going to be about going out there this week, figuring out a way to go 1-0, and then figure out a way the next week to go 1-0. That's at its simplest. That's what it is. We have to go out there. We have to play our best brand of football, and go out there and do that.
Far left, Myron.
Yeah, Bob kind of hit on one I was going to ask you about. You've gone a bit deeper in your receiving core with Jermichael and Giovanni both. First, how are they kind of grading out when you go back and look at film, and you see them getting more opportunities? And two, I wanted to ask you also, with Tate Sandell kind of being a weapon, how does that change how you call games? Does it change how you call games when you're getting on the other side of the field or whatever? Does that have any impact how you call plays?
Yeah, well, to speak on Giovanni and J-Mike, their grades, they've done some really good things, and there's some stuff that you'd like to clean up. Maybe it wasn't like detrimental, but it wasn't to the standard that it needs to be. But that's any player everywhere, so we can always constantly get better. But they've been grading out pretty well, and I think you can see they've been making some really key plays at some important times to just keep the ball going downfield. But then Tate Sandell, he's been automatic all year. It's crazy. You almost feel like whenever you cross the 50, you got 3 points. Not a lot of people, not a lot of teams get to feel that way. He's an awesome kid. He's a cool kid. Everyone on the team really likes him, and he's really talented, and he's good at what he does. And so he's as consistent as they come every day in the building, out at the practice field. And whenever you see him go out there and line up to kick a field goal, it's just another day of practice for him. He goes out there and gets it done. And so I think everybody on the team appreciates him and knows how valuable he is.
Mizzou has a top 10 rushing defense. Do you feel the need to get more out of the passing game this week, especially with some of the injuries back there with the running backs?
I think whenever you go into, really any game, but this game too, you want to have a really good balance of what you're doing, but ultimately you have to do what winning requires. And they're a phenomenal defense. Defense coordinator does a great job. You can tell the cool thing is all 11 players always know exactly what they're doing and play so well together. They're extremely sound in what they do, and they're really physical in what they do, and they let you know that they're there. They have a great defensive front who, like you just said, teams have been struggling to run the football on them. It's credit to them, but we can't worry about them. We have to go out there and do what winning requires, and if that means throwing the ball a lot, okay, awesome. If that means, okay, we got to run the ball a lot to go win the game, awesome. All right, but we have to go out there. We have to be prepared not to worry about Missouri, but worry about Oklahoma and what it's going to take for us to go win.
Back to the right side, Joe Masato.
Yeah, Ben, you talked about telling your guys they've got everything in front of them. I'm wondering, just from a personal perspective, your first year here, what has this kind of journey, this gauntlet of the schedule been like for you to now be in position to, maybe win a couple games and make the college football playoff?
Well, it's been exciting just because from where I stand, I get to see these kids and the vision that we built for them in the spring and the summer and fall camp, and see them go out there and do it, figuring out ways to win, figuring out ways to put themselves in position to go achieve the goals that they set before the season. And that's what's been so exciting about this first year for me, is just seeing all the work from whenever I showed up back in December. I mean, I've almost been here a year, holy smokes. Whenever I showed up back in December to where we're at now, seeing these kids put in the work every single day, and then going out there and figuring out ways to win ball games, to ultimately keep their goals alive, that's been cool. That's been so much fun for me to see every day. And that's been the best and most exciting part of it.
James?
Ben, you're 8-2 now. You're at the 10-week mark. Your offense has gone through various things this season so far.
Mm-hmm.
Is your offense at the point, or has your offense morphed into what you thought it would be at this point in the year?
That's a good question. I will say this. I don't think we have played our best 4 quarters consecutively of football yet. Has there been some really, really good things this season? Absolutely. Has there been some awesome plays? Absolutely. Has there been times where we need to be more detailed and stay on the field and be more efficient? Absolutely. I'm proud of these kids. I'm proud of the work that they've put in. And ultimately, I don't think we've put together our best 4 consecutive quarters of football yet. And that's what I go back to talking about what these next 2 weeks mean. I think our best brand of football is still ahead of us. And we got to go out there and we got to make it happen as coaches and as players. We have to go out there and make it happen all together. And so I'm excited for that challenge. I'm excited to go tackle that challenge. These kids are excited to go tackle that challenge and continue pushing on throughout this season.
Last one, Cliff Brunt.
Yeah, so early in the season, it looked like you guys had maybe 3 or 4 guys, as far as receivers, very similar in production. As the season has worn on, Isaiah Satania has kind of elevated and maybe pushed ahead of the other guys. What have you seen from him that's allowed him to become more of the go-to guy versus the others?
Yeah, I mean, what have I seen from him? I'm not even going to talk about games here. Just whenever we're in the building and at practice, I mean, the kid goes. The kid knows what he's supposed to do, when he's supposed to do it, how he's supposed to do it. Is he perfect? No, but does he do pretty dang good? Yeah, he does. And I mean, y'all watch the same game I do. I mean, whenever the ball's in his hands, usually good things happen. And so I think that builds a really good trust. And I'm not even talking about just from me. I'm talking about from everybody in the building, from the quarterback. And so, he's just ultra consistent. He's an ultra competitor. And, special things happen whenever the ball is in his hand. And so I think that could lead to a little bit of uptick in his production. And, but he's earned everything that he's gotten.